Get ready for a spine-chilling ride as we dive into the shady underworld of the Mocro Mafia's European alliances in this YouTube video. We're uncovering some seriously terrifying insights into the alliances that the notorious gang has forged with other criminal organizations across Europe. From drug trafficking to arms dealing, this gang is involved in some seriously shady stuff. We'll take you on a journey through their twisted world, revealing the dark secrets they've been hiding from the public eye. So grab your snacks and let's explore the shadowy realm of the Mocro Mafia. For the first time in 2016, Raphael Imperial and his endeavours were featured in the international news. Previous to this, in 2002, the Italian police stumbled upon two of fancock's paintings. In a modest home rumored to be the Imperial's in Naples area, Imperial, who was at the time the second most wanted criminal, was captured in Dubai after a manhunt, and this did not escape the attention of the media. A former member of the so-called mega cartel who was from Italy was linked to the Kimura to Eden Gakanin of the Balkan cartel, Daniel Kinahan of the Dutch-Moroccan Mocro Mafia, and riddowandtaki. Raphael had been involved in extensive drug trafficking spanning several countries, which had put him on the government's radar for a while. In the early 90s, Imperial laid a solid formation for his criminal life and did an excellent job of concealing it from the public, pretending to use legal means. Raphael had an older brother who died in 1996 and left him a coffee shop in Amsterdam called Rockland, and this opened a window for his criminal career. He started to sell drugs in small quantities before going large scale with Rick van der Bund, a Dutch drug dealer. In the late 1990s, he was introduced to Elio Amato, brother of Raphael Amato, one of the Kimura Delaru clan top cocaine traffickers. By Antonio Orifique, a Machio clan member, during those years, Imperial began to earn millions of euros and became the referee of Delara's organization dealing directly with drug trafficking cartels in Peru, Ecuador, and Colombia. Later, there was a split of the Seasoniste de Second Iliano from the Delaror clan, and Raphael decided to ally with the Seasonisti. During the feud, he reportedly supplied the clan with weapons, a position that he allegedly maintained up to his arrest. According to the testimonies of other arrested clan members, Raphael was not a broker who acted independently, but was actually a full member of the organization. In January 2016, the Interior Ministry of Italy issued a warrant for his arrest for international drug trafficking as a part of organized crime activity. But Raphael moved from Amsterdam to Madrid, then finally settled in the UAE, Dubai. According to the authorities, he continued his criminal dealings from there and was spending 400,000 euros a month to maintain his lavish lifestyle. He just couldn't live a low-profile status. Two journalists couldn't for scale and standing on studied Imperial to an extent that they were able to decipher how he ascended in his crime career. They made his information known to the public through the book titled Mafia Paradise, which was released in 2017. Imperial dabbled in trading wine and mineral water before going into drugs. Surprisingly, his restaurant in Amsterdam received a rating of 9 from Johannes van Dam, a culinary critic at the time. In 2016, when the manhunt for Imperial was at its peak and the Van Gogh paintings were found, he wrote a confession to the judiciary to water down the investigation, which was passed through his lawyer. In October of the same year, the Repubblica, an Italian newspaper, released a statement which pointed out his desire to offer his assets for the benefit of the community, consisting of cars, land, and even houses. Raphael's lawyer also pointed out that he had paid 5 million euros for the confiscated paintings. Raphael then moved to Dubai with his family and was a bit safe there because there was no extradition treaty. At the beginning of 2022, he switched confessions, mentioning that he was innocent and had nothing to do with the stolen paintings. He claimed that the Dutch thieves offered the paintings and he complied because he liked them. However, the Dutch police kept Imperial under the radar. They announced their suspicion of him entering into another business with two men, Richard Alrico, the Chilean regalme, and riddowandtaki. The collaboration will be visible through decrypted PGP messages, among other things. They talked about the price of cocaine and transportation. In January 2021, authorities in the United Arab Emirates turned down a request for his extradition by Italy authorities. However, at the trial of a notorious criminal Rico de Chilean in March, further evidence came to light about the links between Raphael and the Kinahan cartel. The law started cracking down harder on Raphael after the trials of El Rico judges heard briefly from the prosecution how Kinahan was a regular contact of Rico and was seen in a video on the phone seized from him following his arrest and extradition. The Kinahan cartel is a well-known organization involved in the international trafficking of drugs and firearms, and police have been trying to take down the syndicate for years. Founded by Kinahan in the 1990s, the cartel has extended reach into the United Kingdom, Spain, and the United Arab Emirates, where Raphael lives. Estimated reports have credited them with a wealth of up to 1 billion euros. The cartel is led by Kinahan's eldest son, Daniel Kinahan, who oversees the family criminal organization on a daily basis. He is also a resident of Dubai. Daniel Kinahan has run an odd social media campaign in an effort to sportswash his reputation internationally. He once worked as an advisor for Tyson Fury, and recently he's been under a lot of pressure and keeps rejecting different images to make him a successful boxing promoter. This, however, hasn't stopped the DEA from keeping tabs on him. DEA documents sent to the Dutch police expose what could be a super drug cartel headed by Daniel Kinahan, Raphael, and Dutch criminal riddowandtaki, and Edinburgh, a Bosnian drug trafficker who grew up in the Netherlands. The DEA records the group meeting in Burj Arab Al Hotel in Dubai, the supposed cartel's headquarters. Their talents and connections propelled them to the top tiers of organized crime, where they had the power to thwart governments and law enforcement organizations. The DEA regards them as one of the world's 50 largest drug cartels, with a virtual monopoly of Peruvian cocaine and controllers of a third of the cocaine trade in Europe. An astonishing $23 billion worth of cocaine was reportedly brought into Europe at the height of the super cartel's influence. All the men, including Raphael, were associates of Daniel Kinahan and were guests at the Irish crime boss's 2017 wedding at the plush Al Arab Hotel. 30 tons of cocaine. Imperial discusses the importation of industrial quantities of drugs in secret talks with convicted Italian drug trafficker Bruno Carbone, which were decrypted by Europol and passed on to Italian judicial authorities. Raphael urges Carbone in one of the exchange changes, saying, "Let us try to be brave this year. We need to produce 30 tons. It is critical that we make first before any other stress, and we may then discuss retirement. We've put forth a lot of effort to get here. We must not give up now." The massive cargo he was organizing was to be transported from Colombia Turbo Port to Hoya Taro. However, Dubai's attitude towards criminals shifted that year. They thought that they were untouchable because they could go about their business virtually unnoticed in the emirate for years. Criminals to be handed over Dubai, however, did not until riddowandtaki. He was arrested in December 2019 and thrown on a plane to the Netherlands in June. The Public Prosecution Service demanded life in prison for the Mocro Mafia boss. If you have been enjoying this video so far, please sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new crime stories. Moving on, Raphael was finally arrested on the 4th of August 2021 after an extensive investigation involving Naples Organized Crime Squad, Public Prosecutor's Office, Financial Crimes Police, and other state authorities. He was merely one of 36 people who were detained in the coordinated raid carried out by 300 police officers as part of the Europol operation. The arrest followed a complex investigation that identified a corrupt customs officer who allegedly altered the outcome of an X-ray scan performed on a container containing 300 kilos of cocaine. He is believed to have received a sum equivalent to 3% of the value of the illicit cargo in return for the arrest. It was kept secret for 2 weeks until an official announcement from the Italian government. With evident delight in capturing the mobs in custody, Dubai police produced a polished film of the operation. The operation resulted in the capture of more than 4 tons of cocaine, valued at over 800 million euros, and 46-year-old Raphael was arrested in his luxury Dubai villa while he was in the pool with his wife and 4 children. After being apprehended from his opulent desert hideaway, Dubai's local authorities rejected a previous request made by Italy's DDA, Anti-Mafia District Directorate, and had him extradited to Italy. A new extradition request made by the Naples Public Prosecutor and the Ministry of Justice against Imperial was accepted. Raphael was then extradited from Dubai to Italy in March 2022, although he made an attempt to claim that the extradition to Italy was illegal and in violation of his human rights. He will likely continue to serve his time in prison until his organized crime charges are tried. The pressure of his arrest means that although Daniel Kinahan hasn't been arrested yet, Raphael's trial may provide the hardcore evidence needed to put him behind bars. This was confirmed by the United States Department of State Security, made an announcement back in April offering rewards of up to $5 million under the Narcotics Rewards Program for information leading to the arrest or conviction of the Kinahan family members. The reward was offered jointly with the Garda National Crime Agency, a drug enforcement operation. The Irish police force, the Garda, also stated that the megabucks contract for information struck by the U.S. administration is already paying off sources. Claim he is still out of options and he cannot hide in Dubai forever. If the sources are to be believed, the trial of Raphael might just change everything. For a man who seems invincible and who has taken drugs and crime by the horns, he's currently in Italy behind the bars as he awaits trial. That's all for this video. Whose profile would you like us to cover next? Let us know in the comments down below. be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more cartel and mafia videos. Thanks for watching and stay safe.